If you're thinking about starting a trucking business, at the end of the day, don't do stupid trucking, guys. Make sure you make smart decisions, wise decisions. And I'm always going to tell you, plan your exits from the beginning, because if you're thinking like this, I'm just going to be super real with you in this video. A lot of guys that started out in trucking, 20, 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, are doing this because they had to. You have options now. You do not have to be a truck driver in order to make a living, and everybody says it, right? Trucking has not been the same. This is not the same industry that it was 20, 30 years ago. Not even 10 years ago. The industry is continually changing. But I see a lot of people, wanting to start a trucking business for the wrong reasons, wanting to become a truck driver for the wrong reasons. And let me make this clear. I'm not, throwing shade on truck drivers that's been in this business for a long time. But I do want you guys to understand that you have to respect this industry, okay? If you started out 20 and 30 years ago, I'm pretty sure you probably made this choice because it was a clear choice. Maybe your dad was a truck driver. Maybe this was one of the only opportunities that was on the table for you to do. I know for a fact my uncle has been driving trucks for over 45 years. And the stories that, he told me and the reasons why he became a truck driver is partially why I made this video. And I'm not trying to base it on one person, but 30, 40 years ago, I'm not sure what the economy was like, and I don't just want to put out just a false information or just make up stuff off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't like a whole lot of things that you could be doing, because entrepreneurship wasn't so pronounced. Everybody wasn't running around being super independent, doing what they want to do. We didn't have the internet, and we didn't have so much information. We passed the information age. Now we're just in the age of just exposure. Like, everything is coming out. So you guys have to respect the industry and don't try to hop into trucking for the wrong reasons. I know the money looks good from the outside in. I know you have dreams of owning your own truck. I already know all of these things because that was me when I first started 6 years ago. I'm at the point now where I actually sold my trucking business. I sold my trucking business, and I'm making sure I let you guys know so you guys really understand, like, where am I, what am I doing at this point, okay? And I had to sell because it became a time where, things weren't going the way that I wanted them to go. Now, I know for a lot of people, they may mistake that for failure or mistake that for quitting, but just understand, okay, it's two different type of truck drivers out there. Those who are just a driver, just a steering wheel holder, and the others who are businessmen and businesswomen who are like-minded individuals who want to progress in this industry, and based on the numbers, they make decisions on how they should move around, okay? And that's me. I made a decision on how I should move around. So what did I do after selling my business? I started a dispatching business that I run full-time right now, and I have a brokerage that I started as well. And I'm also starting a automated trucking business where I don't own the equipment and all that type of thing. And I will go into that. I don't want to say too much on this video, but the way I look at it, and I try to say me, because everybody has their own opinion. This is my opinion. You can't run the business from the driver's seat, guys. You just can't, right? It's just way too many variables, and it's downright unsafe. Like, most of the guys that I knew who were the one-man, one-woman truck show, dude, they were booking loads while they were driving, answering brokers, trying to sign rate cons and send BOLs in, all while they're trying to drive. And it doesn't get better because you stop. When you stop your truck, now you gotta get caught up on all your paperwork and stuff like that. And I think that's a horrible position to be in, and at the same time you want to grow. I don't think that there's a business that can grow healthy like that without putting people in position. In a trucking business, you can't put people in a position unless they're driving your truck, right? So you got to get out of the truck, put people in the truck, work the back end, and duplicate it. That's what you have to do. You have to have a truck, put a guy in there, and duplicate this process. Wash, rinse, and repeat. That's how you grow a trucking business. You're not going to grow it by being the guy in the driver's seat doing every little single thing and thinking that one day you're just going to hit it big. That's what you call playing the lottery. And a lot of people don't realize it, but that is very risky, and that is what I did. I'm just being real with you guys. I was playing the lottery with trucking. I thought I was gonna win big one day. Like, I'm just gonna get that lane, and I'm just gonna, you know, make it because I'm special and I bought a truck, and you know, I'm that guy. Listen, that is not what the trucking industry is. I don't care how much these brokers soup your head up on how much they like you, how hard you've been working. Like, man, you know, we like you, logistics, transport, you know, we appreciate you so much. All that goes out the window with the freight. Okay, the moment they get somebody else with more trucks or a cheaper rate than you, you're out the door. So trucking doesn't work off of your ambitions and your drive. It works off of numbers, and it works off of freaking loads and your size of your company, the age of your MC numbers, and different things like that. And I mean, just look at what's going on with the industry right now. Like, there's a port strike going on. You know, we're being told to stack up on food and all these things, and I don't think you should be scared. Like, I don't believe in fear mongering. I think you should just be prepared. Okay, if you have a food closet or a pantry or whatever, throw some food in there and have that all the time, and cycle through that food by paying attention to the dates. But I don't think that you should go out and go crazy in shopping and trying to stack up on all these things because you hear about what's going on in the ports. We've been here before, guys. We've literally been here before. Like, I remember not too long ago when we were talking about the bottlenecks, and my nose itches, by the way. When you're on camera, you kind of pay attention to everything that you do because you know it's being recorded, but you guys probably wouldn't have caught that. But yeah, I probably just told on myself. But yeah, like, I remember not too long ago when you had the bottleneck in California, and we were having a shortage of all kinds of things. So we've been here before. So I don't think that you should use that to go spending thousands of dollars. I know that happened to me. I know I maxed out my credit cards trying to be prepared for something that only lasted for, you know, 2-3 months or whatever the case may be. But just if you have medication and you may be nervous about, you know, supply and stuff like that, of course, you know, health comes first. So make sure you have the things that are essential to your body that you're going to need. Other than that, don't get too caught up, guys, in what you hear. If you're running a trucking business right now and the ports are where you're at, like you do drayage, you know, you do containers, you know, you may be meeting a lot of issues, which we know that port work has always been issues. Don't let me even get started on the rail yards. Like, if you guys go to CSX rail yard, I don't know if you do, but that rail yard is like the worst rail yard in the world, in the planet. I don't care. CSX is terrible. I remember sometimes I would show up there and it would take me like 2 hours just to get in, and when I get in, the container is not where they say it is, and if it has to be loaded by, you know, the big automated human-less machine, that wouldn't help because that robot is not moving any faster than what a human can. In fact, when I used to go to CSX, like back in, I don't know, 2018-ish, 2019-ish, before they had all the, you know, new equipment and driverless technology and all that type of stuff, I could get out of there because I could go call like a yard jockey with a crane boom lift or whatever. I would tell them, hey, I need this trailer. They would come, they would sit it on the back of my chassis. I would make sure all 4 ends are locked down and I'm good to go. Now, if you have the machine do it, you know, if they put it on the back of your chassis and it's not seated right, if it's not sitting down right, if you know what I mean, like if you have all 4 pins and they put it, you know, the container on the chassis, it may be tilted just a little bit, and now you're waiting again to get it fixed. So I think the automated technology at the rail yard for big companies, it looks to be the solution, and you know, it's just going to be a lot better. But I think you still have to have a sense of reality that this is trucking. Things move fast. There's so many different variables. I don't think it's the best thing to do, and this is why we have the strike. This is why people are really fighting against it, because they don't want to be put out of a job. But I think it's inevitable too. I think it's gonna happen because you have these companies only getting larger, making more money, getting smarter. They're realizing how to pull more revenue out of our pockets and put it into their companies, and they're going and reinvesting to try to get rid of, you know, the woman and the man from working on the ground so they could essentially make more money. However, I don't think it'll work. Not with trucking. I know a lot of people are afraid of like the automated trucking thing and how that's going to turn out. But guys, I definitely don't think that makes a whole lot of sense, because it just doesn't work. Like, if you're doing a flatbed load, right, who's gonna stop and check the securement if there's no driver in that load? Just that alone, I don't even have to go down the list of reasons why I think that'll never work, but there's literally the FMCSA, who has the laws written in the handbooks, all the codes that we have to follow. So how do you follow that with a driverless truck? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They would have to literally rewrite the last 15 years of updates just to accommodate self-driving trucks, which I don't even see how that's even going to be logistically possible. Anyway, guys, if you're thinking about starting a trucking business, at the end of the day, don't do stupid trucking, guys. Make sure you make smart decisions, wise decisions. And I'm always going to tell you, plan your exits from the beginning, because if you're thinking like this, you will make wiser decisions as time goes on. You won't make, listen, just by telling yourself, I only want to be in this business for 10 years, just by telling yourself that, it helps you to make better financial decisions, because a lot of times we go into debt, and it takes time to come out of debt. So let's say you take a 5-year loan. Well, if you knew that you're at your 8-year mark and you're planning on getting out in 2 years because you only wanted to be in it for 10 years, then why would you take another 5-year loan if your exit is in 2 years? You would probably say, nope, I'm not going to go further into debt. I told myself 10 years and I'm going to split. So therefore, I'm going to sacrifice buying this new trailer. I'm going to sacrifice adding this new truck to my fleet because I'm at my 10-year mark and now it's time to exit. I wasn't thinking like that. I lasted for 6 years as a truck driver. And I want to say in the driver's seat. Now, I'm still in trucking. Let's make this clear. I'm still in trucking, but I'm not in the driver's seat anymore. I lasted 6 years and I ran out of fuel, and I'm like in my body, like I just got tired of the same old. And I think it's because I was hit with the worst time in trucking. I would say, I know there was a crash in 2008, but when I say the worst, I mean, I don't know if we've ever seen so much supply and little demand, and you have, so much, in the political world going on right now that, let me roll my window up, I don't know if it's too loud. You have so much, like, in the political space, in the government going on. We're seeing all these new laws for the first time and different things. I'm not gonna claim that it is the worst. I'm not gonna claim that, because you can easily have someone comes on here and say, what are you talking about, man? It's been bad. It was bad in 2000, da da da. To me, I faced a really bad time, and I think that I hung it up at the right time, because I actually sold my business and I profited. And a lot of guys don't do that. A lot of guys just turn off their MC numbers and they go into debt. I made $20,000 when I sold my business, okay? So that was the decision I made. But I'm gonna leave you with that, guys. I apologize if I was rambling on in this video. None of my videos are scripted. They're straight from the heart, straight from the mind to the camera. So if it took me a while to get my words out, that's because it's early. I'm just waking up. But I just felt it on my heart to shoot a video and to give you guys, some insight, give you guys some support. I know it's been a couple days since I dropped the video, but thank you all. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. It helps the algorithm. It keeps on pushing me to do these videos, because if there's no listeners, there's no watchers, there's no comments, guys, these videos won't get seen. So with that being said, man, make sure you lock in with me, man, and I will definitely see you on the next video.